Warning: although this podcast revolves around Disney, Disney movies, and Disney-related themes, we have a tendency to use mature language which is not suitable for all ages. Discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Ocho and Ortiz Disney podcast. And on this episode, we're going back to the well with something. I'm not looking forward to it. But without further ado, let's get this stuff started. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Ocho and Ortiz are back in your life with another edition of the Disney podcast, not the wrestling podcast. And on this episode, like I said, we are going back to the well, and we are covering the sequel to a movie which we've already covered. It was one of Josh's picks again this week, so you know I'm not happy about it. And like I said on when we covered this the last time, I said that I would be playing the part of the parent while Josh would be playing the part of the excited child, telling a story about his favorite movie in depth, in detail, and I would pretend to listen and care. And that's exactly what's going to happen again this time. I wish I had an alcoholic beverage in front of me. I do not. We're talking Descendants, part 2. And before we get into that, guys, let me just point out that we are available across most major social media platforms. We are available on Facebook, facebook.com/Ocho and Ortiz Disney Pod, Instagram @Ocho and Ortiz Disney Pod, or you can follow us on Twitter @Ocho Ortiz Disney. We'd greatly appreciate it if you followed us on any or all of those social medias. Keep up to date with the show and what's going on and new posts and new episodes. And in addition to that, you can listen to the show on most major podcasts and platforms. We are available on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and our main source of uploading is Podbean, Ocho and Ortiz DisneyPod.podbean.com. So without further ado, and with all of that out of the way, Josh, how are you this week?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I mean, I think I made it known that I'm not too happy about the selection of this of this movie. I had to sit through it, and unlike you with the Muppet Christmas Carol, I was actually able to sit through the whole thing. I've now managed to sit through 2 whole Descendants movies, and it was not an easy thing to do. Having said that, why don't we just get straight into it, because it's like 11:45 in the evening on a Sunday. I don't know about you. I work tomorrow on the holiday Monday. It is a holiday Monday here in Ontario, the day before we record this. I don't know if you're working, you probably are, so let's just get right into this. Josh, lead us off with The Descendants.
Yeah, so today we're talking Descendants 2. I mean, I told you guys it was coming.
Electric Boogaloo.
No, it's not Electric Boogaloo.
Yes,
There's
it is.
Tagline to this. There's no tagline. Yeah, I said this was going to come.
Isn't the tagline Long Live Evil? Like, it's literally on the picture that I have up on my screen right now. It says Long Live Evil.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, you know how like there's no. It's just called Descendants 2. Okay.
That's See, it says Long Live Evil, Josh.
Well, it's called Descendants 2. There's no other thing with it. Anyways, yeah, there you go. I like that one. It's got everybody on it. Yeah. So this one starts with another great, fantastic song that I know Dave loved.
I fucking hated this. I fucking hated this. I didn't even get dialogue before it started. It just went straight into a shitty song and dance routine. Fuck.
Oh, man.
So angry.
Guys, just to let you know how angry Dave was with this, today, while I was out, I was getting messages upon messages of him just watching the movie, and it was all in caps. And so I was actually at the movies, and like I remember I messaged him right before the movie started, and then my phone just kept going off and off and off and off. I'm like, oh my god, what is he doing? And then when I opened my phone, I was like, oh my god. There was probably at least 10 or 12 messages in a row without me responding of him just going, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this one? Why the fuck are they dancing? Who the fuck is this child labor kid?
We'll get to the child labor in a little bit.
Yeah, so it starts off with a great song called "Ways to Be Wicked."
It's not a great song. It's not a fucking great song at all.
So yeah, it's called "Ways to Be Wicked." You know what really bugged me actually about the "Ways to Be Wicked" part?
The entire fucking dance sequence, as well as the shitty music.
No, just Mal's,
because that's what bothered me.
Mal's horrible wig. Like you could tell that was just
that's what bothered you.
Yep, 100%. That's what bothered me was the horrible wig she was wearing in that particular part of the movie. Because her hair is never like that again for the rest of the movie. Not that color. Not like that. It looked horrible. But yeah, so but this whole dance.
In honor of this horrible movie, I'm wearing the hat of a horrible baseball franchise. Actually, I'm kidding. I actually like the Mets, and I would rather watch the Mets than watch Descendants. But I digress. Go Mets.
Didn't you go to a Mets game while we were in New York or something?
I did, yes. I absolutely love Citi Field. It was the first ballpark that I've visited outside of Toronto, and the staff loved me, and I'm going to try to make it a yearly thing to go to Citi Field on my annual baseball trips that I'm trying to take each year.
Nice.
But unfortunately this year with the Rona, everything's sort of been canceled. But again, I'd still rather watch the Mets and their current bad baseball team over the Descendants. But let's get back to the Descendants.
Okay, so yeah, this song and everything it's more like a dream sequence of sorts, or like a daydream that Mal's having, because right after the song ends, do you want to talk about the song? Because I know how much you loved it.
I have no further input about the song at this time.
Not even about beasts dancing?
Oh my god, that fucking atrocious attempt at the goddamn fucking robot, and I think Belle made an attempt fucking too. Jesus fucking Christ, I had to erase that from my memory. Why did you have to fucking bring that back up? God damn it, that was horrible.
Because that was the first thing you messaged me about. Actually, no, that was the second thing you messaged me about. The first thing you messaged me about was saying how I lied to you, saying that this was longer. When it's not. It's about it's like the same runtime as the first one.
Okay, I'm convinced you went and edited IMDb, because I swear when I looked at IMDb before I started watching the movie the other day, it said it had a runtime of 1 hour and 57 minutes. And then you said it was the same time length today or last night, and I checked and it said 1 hour and 51 minutes. So I'm pretty sure somewhere along the way you went in and changed the running time on IMDb just to mess with me.
I didn't even check IMDb. I just went straight to Disney Plus and checked the run times on both. Or actually, I checked the run times on all three, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 1 hour and 53 minutes, just like the first one. But yeah, again, it's more of a dream sequence that she's having, and then it flashes to real world Mal, and her hair is now blonde with purple tips, and she's just getting bombarded by the paparazzi there, asking a whole bunch of things about the royal cotillion that's coming up, and then she doesn't really know what to say. She's kind of getting overwhelmed and stuff, and then Ben swoops in. They ask him a question, he says no comment, and then Fairy Godmother sends them all away. Yeah. That's basically the beginning.
She basically told them to bippity boppity fuck themselves.
This is gonna be such a great episode.
Which is basically how I felt about this movie. It can bippity boppity go fuck itself.
I can't wait for you to watch the third.
Oh, the third one, we're definitely doing my idea of just you doing the review, and then I'll listen to your review and critique it afterwards.
Can we just do it both? we'll do both. We'll do like an episode. We'll do both, and we'll just put one up as a Patreon exclusive. I like the picture you have up now. It's got the new cast members as well. We don't meet them yet. Actually, we do. Do we do it?
No.
I don't remember. No, we don't meet them yet.
Thank Christ. Because why would you introduce the new characters right away? Why wouldn't you wait fucking 20 minutes like this movie did before you introduce the new characters? 20 fucking minutes to introduce the new characters. God damn it. There was more time spent with the fucking dog, which we'll get more into, than there was... God. Fuck. Anyways, continue. Okay. Continue, because I know we're short on time, so let's keep this train wreck fucking going.
It's just going to be a fast review tonight, okay? The story goes on, and Mal just keeps getting overwhelmed. Oh, because everybody keeps asking her questions. Whatever the fuck. What's her name again? Fairy Godmother's daughter.
Jane.
The
fact that I fucking know that and you don't just terrifies me.
It took me a second, okay? Anyways, Jane keeps asking Mal a whole bunch of questions, and Mal's just, again, getting overwhelmed, and her eyes start glowing green. She calms herself down and, answers all of her questions. And again, later on when she's talking with Carlos, we're getting there right now. When she's talking with Carlos, again, her eyes turn green. She's freaking out. And
it's basically her. It's basically the way for them to show her getting frustrated and overwhelmed with the situations.
Yeah, with everything that's happening. And
sort of like me watching this.
So Carlos asks Mal to make him a little potion because he's been trying to ask Jane out for a cotillion. I feel like I've skipped over something important.
Probably not. Nothing in this movie's really important.
Oh, I know what I skipped over. It was the fight scene where they won't let Lonnie join the fencing team.
Wasn't that after the meeting in the room?
No, because the meeting in the room between Carlos.
Oh yeah. Because the first meeting in the room was Evie and Mal, and then it was the fencing scene, and then it was the meeting in the room with Carlos and Mal. Yeah,
and then Chad just showing up because he wants to...
Fucking useless character.
He's pretty useless in the second.
If you're gonna make him a dickwad, just put him on Team Evil. Like, fuck. Anyways, I digress. Keep going.
So Carlos keeps trying to ask out Jane to this cotillion that's coming up, and he keeps getting nervous and not doing it. So then he asks Mal to make him a little truth potion, I guess, right? And it's in a candy. And she's like, "Are you sure you want to take this?"
I don't know if I would say truth potion. It's basically a make your wish come true potion.
Well,
because Mal even says to him that if she were to take it, she would want to go back to the Isle of Evil. And then when the dog eventually eats it on her, he starts talking because his wish is to talk. So I would say it's more of a make your wish come true potion than it is a truth potion.
Well, it was more of like a speaking your truth potion, because she's like, if I took this and I spoke what I was thinking right now, I would get sent back to the Isle for what she was thinking, right? That's what she said. So as she goes to give the candy to Carlos, the dog dude eats it, and then he starts talking. And Mal's just reaction to this, where she just turns to the side and she's like, I'm out, and walks out, and he's like...
That was almost me at that point. I did not need a fucking talking dog in this movie. Fucking Disney and their goddamn movies with talking dogs. I don't need them. Don't need them.
Yeah, you do.
You've had enough, Disney. You've overkilled the fucking genre. Stop it. Stop it.
We just reviewed Oliver and Company where they're talking.
Okay, it's a fucking cartoon. All the animals are talking. Live action movies with animals talking, I don't need it, okay? I mean, I'm sure we're probably gonna review Homeward Bound at some point and all the animals talk in that, but, that genre needed to stop in the 90s with that movie. You don't need talking... If somebody in Disney pitches another movie with a goddamn talking dog and it's a live action, I want everybody else that works at Disney to slap them across the face as hard as possible, because that's a terrible idea.
Anyways, after that, Mal goes on a date with Ben, and before that, she's still using her spell book, and she was supposed to make a whole bunch of stuff for a picnic for Ben, but she didn't have time and she forgot, so she just uses a spell to make all of his favorite foods. He then sees the spell book and sees all the spells that she's been using, and
right, because he went to reach into the picnic basket to grab something, and he pulled out the spell book.
Yeah, and they get into this huge fight about everything, and then she goes back to her room she gets a little like shoebox, pokes some holes in it, and then grabs her mom, who is Maleficent, who is still a little like lizard, puts her into there and says, "Let's blow this popsicle stand." And she decides she's going to go back to the aisle on her moped. That she uses a spell to just cross over the fucking ocean there to get to the aisle. And yeah, once she gets there, she decides to go to Lady Tremaine's.
Good to know she could have just used a fucking potion at any time to go back and forth between the two fucking islands. Like, you're telling me that couldn't have worked in the first fucking movie? Like, I know all the parents were stuck in that castle and they were prevented from getting out, but you're telling me that fucking Maleficent couldn't have sent Mal over, couldn't have given Mal a spell to go over on her moped in the first fucking movie? The fuck with this continuity? Fuck this film. Sorry, continue.
There's a lot of different continuities. Okay, so the way that works is she can't use the spell book while she's on the aisle because it wouldn't work there, right? But using it to get from Oradon to the aisle, it'll work, right?
So fucking stupid. Fuck.
Anyways, so then she gets to Lady Tremaine's hair salon.
Oh, you mean the child labor worker? The fucking kid that looks like she's 8 goddamn years old and she's working a hair salon by herself?
Okay. I don't know if you realize this or if you even saw it, but technically they weren't open. It even says does not open till midnight or whatever. So
I'm sorry. Who was doing all the fucking work?
She was sweeping up.
That's even worse. That's even more to my point that it's child labor because they're making her do the work after hours when no one can come in and inspect it. They're making her clean the salon, whoever owns it, after hours, just so they can't get caught with a child working in the fucking salon.
It's her grandmother's salon. She's Lady Tremaine's granddaughter. She's Drizella's daughter.
She's 8 fucking years old. It's child labor.
I've seen like 10-year-olds work in a convenience store because their parents own it here in Toronto. Anyways, it's not like she even asked, has your grandmother given you any clients? And she's like, a witch here or there. And she's also not 8 years old. Okay? But anyways,
guys, if you haven't seen Descendants, go watch Descendants 2 and tell me that Tremaine or whatever the fuck this kid's name is doesn't look like she's 8 years old.
Her name is Dizzy.
It doesn't fucking matter.
She's Lady Tremaine's granddaughter.
She's
again, Drizella's daughter.
Again, it does not important.
So that's one of the new characters we get introduced to, and also, actually, I think we skipped over that whole song. What a shame we missed the song. We do get introduced to Uma, who's up there right above Dave's head there, who is Ursula's daughter, played by China Anne McClain, another Disney kid. Yeah,
Uma, Harry Hook, and Gil, the son of Gaston.
Yeah, son of Gaston there, played by Dylan Playfair. He's on a show called not Crave. Oh, fuck, what's the show called? Letterkenny. And Harry Hook, he's actually the one dating Dove Cameron in real life. I think they met on this thing.
Fan-fucking-tastic, Josh. Fan-fucking-tastic. You can see how enthralled I am with all of their fucking love lives and post-Descendants careers.
Post-Descendants, he's been on...
Don't care. Do not give a single shit.
It's called Legacies.
Don't care.
Originals.
Don't fucking care.
Spin-off. Yeah, so then we get...
Speaking of Legacy, why the fuck does he carry around a hook? He has 2 working hands, and yet he decides to... I get he's Harry Hook, but, at least explain to me, I'm assuming it's supposed to be his father's hook? I don't know. Fucking explain the hook to him. Besides just saying he's Captain Hook's son, give me a reason why he has this hook. Just having it because his last name is Hook is ridiculous. Especially when we see him on different occasions throughout this film using 2 hands and not having the hook. Okay. Second of all, he's fucking Captain Hook's son. Okay? I don't think he would be fine with being second in command to Uma. Logistically, in real life, if this was a real situation, he would be trying to mutiny to overthrow Uma. Don't tell me that they would be working together and coexisting peacefully. I don't fucking buy that for a second. Captain Hook wouldn't be second in command to anybody, and I don't believe Harry Hook, logistically speaking, would be willing to be second in command to anybody. But I digress. Josh, back to you.
Well, I mean, she's probably more powerful than Hook is. She's because
it doesn't matter. He would still want to be number one. He wouldn't be okay with just being number two.
It's funny because he kind of says that in the song too, right? He's like,
I don't listen to the lyrics.
Number one. Oh, and when he starts singing in that song, like "What's My Name," he literally says, "Never learned to count because I'm number one." Right? At first he says he's like, "She's the captain, I'm the first mate. Never learned to count because I'm number one," something like that.
Wow, that's okay. Well, I'm so glad that I chose not to listen to those lyrics because that is awful. That is awful songwriting. Just terrible. Whoever did the music should be ashamed of themselves. That's beyond no, that's not okay with me.
Come on, they were good characters. At least Uma's a good character.
Fucking Gil was useless as fuck. He didn't even need to be there. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I liked it.
Gil is the most useless fucking character in this movie. The second most useless is fucking Prince Charming, like Chad Charming. Like
I thought you were gonna say Dizzy.
The two, oh my god, fuck. The fact that she had more than one scene, for fuck's sakes, like that, I guess
technically she has 3, right?
Fuck, I think she has 4. Fuck.
Yeah, she does have 4, I guess.
But Gil adds not a single fucking thing. You could have fucking thrown in a trained monkey in this movie, and it probably would have been better to watch a monkey on a ship rather than this fucking character of Gil. There was nothing to him. I get he's Gaston's son and he's supposed to be into himself, but like they don't even like he's nothing in this movie. He was a waste of space. Was not needed at all. And I mean, I get Uma and Hook working together, you know, in relation to Disney themes because of, you know, them both being water people, you know, Hook being a pirate or a son of a pirate, so he's on the seas all the time. Uma is Ursula's daughter. Ursula's the sea urchin, so she's in the water all the time. So they know the life of the water. Fucking Gil makes no fucking sense as part of this goddamn pirate crew. Not a single fucking lick of sense. I have no use for him. No use. Waste of space to this movie.
Okay. I mean, like, there's the connection with him and Ben, right?
Doesn't matter. Like, you could have had that connection in the first movie. You could have saved it for the third movie. The fact that this movie revolves around the Island of Evil's pirate-themed characters, Gil has no place there.
I don't know what to say, man.
No place there.
Fuck, I'm so lost at where I was now.
Give me a villain from fucking Atlantis, the Lost Empire. That would make more fucking sense than the son of Gaston.
Yeah, we never get a person from that at all in any of the movies.
I'm so disappointed. I really don't care. I'm just saying it would have been better thematically than having Gil.
So, anyways, Mal's back on the Isle now. She's gotten her hair done by Dizzy. That's when Harry comes in, takes the money from her, from Dizzy, and realizes that Mal's back and says, you know, Uma's gonna love it. You can't have back your turf, blah, blah, blah. Cut back to Oradon, where Evie's now telling Ben that Mal has gone back to the Isle. So the two of them, plus Jay and Carlos, decide that they're gonna go back to the Isle to get Mal to come home. They get there, and that is when you get the best song of the series when we get there.
No.
I know how much you love this song.
You cannot say with a straight face that any song from this particular movie in the franchise is the best song of the series. When clearly nothing is going to top Evil Like Me. That was the best performance. That was the best song. No matter what other songs came after that, that is the high point of the songs in the franchise for the Descendants.
I don't know what it is about this. I like Evil Like Me, but it's not even like my favorite song from the first movie.
Well, I mean, you're entitled to that wrong opinion.
But I you know what it is? It's because I really like Sofia Carson, Evie, so this was like her first really getting her own song.
Oh my god, is this the Chilling Like a Villain song? Are you... No fucking way is this. They turned a fucking phrase like chilling like a villain into a goddamn fucking song and dance number. No, goddamn, I will not allow you to say that this is the greatest song of the franchise. No, I'm not having it. Not at all. Fuck that. No, not at all. No.
When you texted me, I gotta read some of these texts. All of this is in caps, okay? Oh, I fucking forgot. I'm gonna start reading some. I'm gonna watch this. It says, "Who the fuck is the child hairdresser? Why the fuck are?"
By the way, all my texts to you were in all caps.
And then this is where we're at. For the love of Christ, they turned the phrase "chilling like a villain" into a fucking song. I don't know what it is, Dave, but this was my favorite song. This is still my favorite song of the whole franchise, of all three movies. This is my favorite song.
You are wrong. You are entitled to your wrong and ultimately shitty decision to decide that this is the greatest song in the No, I will not. No. They turned the phrase "chilling like a villain" into a whole 5-minute goddamn song and dance number. No, I'm not having it. No, not on my watch.
Yes, Dave.
No.
It is.
No.
Again, to me, it is my favorite song from all three of them. I wish you had a picture of that scene. That would have been perfect for that right now.
No.
So they're chilling like a villain.
No.
You know, the first time I heard that, I'm like, wow, this is pretty bad.
You see this picture behind me? These are literally villains chilling. This is chilling like a villain. I don't need it turned into a fucking song.
But it was a great song, Dave.
No. And then what's worse, after this, is we get another scene with the fucking child labor victim. She got a second scene! As if one wasn't enough.
Not right away. There was stuff in between that. Like Ben gets kidnapped after Ben is unsuccessful of getting Mal to come back.
They go to their old apartment and Ben goes upstairs to talk to Mal, and Mal says that she basically essentially breaks up with him.
Yeah. Well, she sort of did that already before by leaving the ring and just leaving Oradon anyways. But yeah, now it's like an official breakup. They're not together anymore. She's not coming back. So Ben leaves, goes downstairs. As Evie and them are trying to talk to Mal, they don't know where Ben is. Then they look around. They think they see Ben coming when it's actually Harry, who says they've now nicked him, kidnapped him, and if they want to get him back, then Mal has to go to the restaurant to speak to Uma alone. So they go upstairs, talk to Mal. Mal's pretty pissed off that, they even brought him here. So Mal agrees to go and meet with Uma. She goes to meet with Uma, and they have a arm wrestling competition. If Mal wins, she gets Ben back, not a problem. As Mal is winning, she's using her powers or whatever, because her eyes start
they're also
glowing.
trash talking each other back and forth.
Yeah, they're trash talking back and forth, and she starts using her eyes and her power, and then as she's almost about to win, Uma says, "If I win, then you have to bring me Fairy Godmother's wand," and that just kind of throws off Mal, and she loses. So Uma says, "Go get me the wand. You have till noon, otherwise I'm gonna kill Ben."
Which, again, is so fucking stupid because that wasn't agreed upon. She just fucking said it. Nothing was agreed upon. Mal did not accept the terms of that condition before she was defeated in the arm wrestling match. So I don't see how that counts as being a contractually binding agreement when it wasn't actually agreed upon.
To be fair, that's kind of Mal's fault, because before they started, Uma's like, if you win, then you get Ben back, no problem. Mal puts her arm down, is ready to go, and then Uma asks, don't you want to know what I get if I win? And Mal's like, well, it's not going to happen. So she doesn't ask what Uma wants, so Uma is smart and uses that to her advantage, throws her off, and she wins. Right? No? Your face. Anyways, we cut back to the apartment where Mal is telling them what they want. So they decide that Mal and Evie are going to... Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, no, take all the time you need. I'm all for more time filling for this fucking movie.
Mal and Evie, they all come up with a plan. Carlos and Jay are going back to Oradon because they have a 3D printer, which is why Chad keeps going into their room to use their 3D printer, because he made a key with their 3D printer. Anyways, so they're going back to Oradon to make a copy of the wand, while Mal and Evie go to Lady Tremaine's to make some smoke bombs, that's where you get the second scene with Dizzy, not the child labor.
The child labor victim. Thank you very much. She has an official name, and that's it.
It's funny because that's where it says, for fuck's sakes, why does the child labor victim get a second scene? One was more than enough. So whenever we get to a spot where I know you've texted me, I'm going to read out your text messages, Dave.
Good, because they're more entertaining than this film.
No. Anyways, yeah, so what's her name? Evie surprises Dizzy that she's back, and then, they start making some hair accessories or whatever, while Mal's making the smoke bombs. And I know you love the smoke bombs.
I was indifferent to them until they were used.
We'll get to that. Back in Oradon, dude blabs that Ben has been kidnapped, and Lonnie overhears that. They finish making the 3D print of the wand, and as they're going back, Lonnie says she's going with them because, she's a good fighter and everything, so Lonnie goes with them. They all meet up again, and then it's almost noon, so they go over to where Uma is holding Ben captive, and it's on her pirate ship. What?
Sorry, I just know what text message is coming up. Uma
and Ben are there. Harry wants to basically kill Ben, throw him to the fishes, stab him, whatever. And he's like, "You got 20 minutes until it's time." And he's like, "That says 11:30." And then a minute later, Huck's like, "You got 19 minutes, TikTok." Ben's trying to reason with Uma, come with me back to Oradon. You're a leader. I'm a leader. Let's solve this. Blah, 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 blah. They show up. The rest of the gang shows up, Mal and them. And that's when we get into another fantastic song here, where Dave decided to text me, "Oh, good. A shitty rap battle. Just what I fucking wanted."
Well, followed by, "The lyrics are so fucking forced. Christ."
And the goddamn overuse of autotune. Who the fuck produced this? Lil Wayne?
To be fair, all of the songs in this movie were heavily auto-tuned, and they didn't even make an attempt to blend this to make it sound like they were singing it live. Every single song you could tell was input off of the studio recordings, and they were god awful. Oh, Jesus Christ. And the lyrics in this one are just, like I said in the text message, are so forced and so goddamn awful. Most of them don't even fit together. They forced words to try and rhyme that just shouldn't work together. And fuck, like I said, it's as if fucking Lil Wayne produced this with how bad and over auto-tuned it was. And I mean, speaking of Lil Wayne, I didn't get a chance to fucking say this earlier, But let's go back to the fucking first song for Uma. Like, fucking Say My Name, like that stupid, shitty rip-off Destiny's Child song. Fuck that song, too. Because I didn't get a chance to say it on here, and I didn't get a chance to say it in the text messages. But fuck them for knocking off, like, Destiny's Child, Say My Name. Fuck this movie.
We also skipped the actual song, too, between Mal and Evie called Space Between. Totally forgot about that one.
You know what? Good.
But yeah, so they go into the song called It's Going Down, where it's basically just Mal and Evie.
Just like my patience for this movie, it's going down. I'm yelling timber.
No, Mal and Uma are just, they're arguing while singing at each other. This is the rap battle that Dave loves so much.
Oh, God. Fuck.
Yeah. So then they go to make the exchange, but Uma wants a demonstration of the wand working. So luckily, Dude, the talking dog, had come with them, even though Carlos had told him to stay. So Mal makes up some fake ass spell and then tells the dog to talk, and he talks. And so they think that the wand is real. They make the exchange.
Though this sounds absurd, I command the dog to say a word.
Is that what it was?
It was something along those lines, and I fucking hate myself for knowing that much.
Oh, it was, though this may be absurd, turn your bark into a word.
Yeah, I didn't need to know what it actually was. The fact that I knew most of it just fills me with hatred and rage for myself.
Anyways, so then after that, they decide. So they make the trade, and they're about to leave while Uma tries to bring down the barrier, and then she realizes that it's a fake one. So then we get into the next great fucking thing of a huge giant sword fight, where Dave texts me, "Oh, so everybody just knows how to fucking sword fight."
Like, okay, I get it. Ben, Carlos, and Jay are on the fucking fencing team. What goddamn training do Mal and Evie have with fucking sword fighting? And Lonnie is the daughter of Mulan. I get it. Like, but everybody else, like, has no logical explanation as to how they know how to fucking sword fight.
You mean the only other two would be being Mal and Evie?
No, I'm sure there were I'm sure there was a part where the dog probably fucking sword fought, and I just didn't pay attention enough to see it. Like, fuck.
Also, as the sword fighting is about to start, that's when they start throwing the smoke bombs.
Holy Christ. Josh, why did they need multicolored smoke bombs? Why? One fucking color for the smoke bomb would have sufficed. Why do I need 4 different fucking colors of smoke bombs? I don't. Neither did they. God damn it, Josh. Why? Why?
He's literally said, why the fuck do they need multicolored smoke bombs? One fucking color would do fine. When you release this episode, you're literally going to have to put like a huge disclaimer. Contains a lot of swearing. Oh, anyways.
This is going to be the episode where parents stop letting kids under the age of like 16 listen to this podcast.
Yeah, let's be realistic. There's no teenager listening to this podcast.
God, I hope not. Not with the shit we say.
This is where I thought there was a big missed opportunity here.
To end the movie early? Yeah, I agree with you. That was a huge missed fucking opportunity.
No. When we get the sword fighting's happening, we get Jay and Hook and Harry fighting, and at one point, Jay gets the better of him and gets the hook away from him, and I feel like that's such a missed opportunity to hear. Looky, looky, I got hooky.
I hate you.
Please tell me you know where that's from.
Right now, no. I'm just filled with hatred that you want to hear that phrase.
It's from Hook, when Rufio gets the better of Hook.
Oh, God. I haven't seen that movie in, like, probably 20 years.
Oh, such a fantastic movie.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying I didn't need that line in this movie.
That was such a missed opportunity.
I could have used Rufio in this movie. You know what I could have used? I could have used a review of Hook rather than a review of Descendants 2.
I don't think it's a Disney movie, though.
Probably not.
You know what?
Because I think Robin Williams was pissed off with Disney at the time.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Jay kind of looks like Rufio a little bit, you know? It would have been perfect. Right? No? Anyways, big fight scene keeps going on. When Jay gets the hook, he throws it into the water, and, you know, Harry dives in to get it. And they finally start to make their retreat. And Uma is fighting with
this water that they had threatened to throw fucking Ben into, which they said was filled with killer sharks. It was infested with killer sharks, and yet Harry Hook dives in there and comes back unscathed. You don't even see a fucking fin floating around to build any sort of tension.
Yeah. So
God damn it.
Harry asks for Uma's help. Uma helps him up. And because she does that, Mal and everybody escapes, and Mal kicks off the bridge, because the bridge is goes from where the wood and everything is to the tunnel. She kicks the bridge, and that's where we get Uma start saying, "What's my name again?" And they escape. But as they escape, Mal drops her spell book on the aisle. And this is where we also get a nice text from Dave that says, "Why is it dark on one side of the evil island, but light on the ship's side?"
Explain that to me. It's still part of the same island. Why is the ship, the pirate side of the island, daylight, and then the other part of the island complete darkness?
I have absolutely no explanation for that, because even as they're driving back over the bridge, pretty sure it's light again. Maybe they were inside somewhere. I don't know. I've got nothing for that. And then, you know, that's where we also get this great text from Dave saying, "Fuck, there's still 30 minutes." No.
That's not yet. No. Next, they go back to the fencing practice scene, and Jay hands over the captaincy of the fencing team to Lonnie, because we didn't discuss this, but we found out earlier in the film that the fencing team consists of a captain and 8 men, and Chad, being the dick that he is, wouldn't let Lonnie join the team because she's a woman, and he still doesn't want her to join the team, and he reiterates the rule to Jay, and he's like, "Remember, the team has to consist of a captain and 8 men. And Jay's like, "You're right. So meet your captain." And so Lonnie's introduced as the captain of the fencing team, and she comes in and she's like, "Okay, give me 10 push-ups." So they do 10 push-ups, and she's like, "Okay, that's practice for today." And I sent you a text saying, a fencing practice that consists of only doing 10 push-ups? Lonnie is a terrible captain. Like, fuck. It was like a 3-minute practice. What the fuck kind of practice is that? It was so stupid. So stupid.
They also had to go get ready for the Royal Cotillion that was also later that night, right? You know, give him some slack there, Dave.
Then postpone the practice.
It was mostly just to get Lonnie as the captain there.
God damn it.
Anyways, we cut to the scene of the Cotillion. It's on a ship, and Mal and everybody's there, and Ben shows up, and then he says he's sorry because he didn't have time to explain, and out of nowhere
there was some sort of dance number around there too, because I texted you, "Fuck, there's still 30 minutes. Oh my god, more bad dancing. Fan-fucking-tastic. Fuck this Movo," because I misspelled movie. and then I corrected myself, or movie. Fuck these fuckers.
Yeah. So Uma shows up, and you know, Ben goes and brings her down, and basically starts telling Mal that, you know, the reason you could never tell me you love me was because you didn't, and it makes sense now because now I'm in love with Uma, and blah 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 blah. And you know, everybody's upset with Ben now. Even Lonnie's like, you know, "We're with you." So Jay says to Mal, "Let's get out of here." They all go to walk
even though
away.
they all know how Mal treated Ben and the fact that she ran off to the evil island, somehow they're still with Mal in this situation.
Yeah. again, they go to walk away, and even Belle and Beast are like, "We're so sorry, we didn't know. We'll talk to him." And that's when Jane looks at Lumiere and says, "They can't leave yet. Show them the present." And so they unveil Ben's present for Mal, which is a stained glass picture of her and him. And that's where we get this great text from Dave that says,
"Fuck these fuckers. They were just about to walk out, and now they're cool with Ben again because of a fucking picture."
Okay, at this point, Dave still doesn't know what's going on.
I know what's going on. I can tell that Ben's in a spell, but these fuckers can't tell that. And they're about to walk out. They're about to, like, leave his ass. Oh, but no. This stained glass fucking picture that he made. Oh, no. Let's not walk out on him now. We're cool with him again. Something must be up here.
So, because then Mal and Evie are like, Mal's saying to Evie, "Oh, he always knew who I was. You know, that's me, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah, because it shows her as a princess, but it also has her green glowing eyes, the purple hair. So it represents the best of both sides of Mal.
Yeah. So then Uma says to cover it back up, and, Lumiere says, "No, I will not." And then she's like, "Well, Ben, you said you have a present for me as well." He's like, "Yes, I've decided to take down the barrier for good," and tells Fairy Godmother to do it. And she's like, "No, I will not." He's like, "I'm your king. Do what as I say." And that is when Mal realizes, okay, he's under a spell. And, I think Evie's like, "Well, go kiss him, true love's kiss." So Mal goes to talk to him. And at that point, Mal and Uma are both trying to be like, "No, you love me, blah, blah, blah." And Mal kisses him, breaks the curse, because, true love's kiss always does the trick. And, yeah, Uma freaks out, decides to jump off the side of the boat.
Well, Ben is still trying to convince her to stay and for them to work together and build and just bridge that gap between the two islands and try to get everybody, working together.
Yes. But Uma says no and jumps off the side of the ship, and just like her mother, turns into a giant
sea urchin.
Sea urchin. There you go. Yep. So as she's trying to like whip them with her tentacles and splash them and everything, Mal gets really mad, and you can see the green in her eyes come out again. And instead of suppressing it this time, she kind of lets it take over her. And this is where we get another great text from Dave, because Mal transforms into a dragon. And that's when Dave says, "For fuck's sakes, of course she's a fucking dragon now."
Yeah, so Sea Urchin Uma and Dragon Mal start battling each other, and they're fighting, and then finally Ben jumps into the water, and he puts himself between the both of them, and he basically, again, is still trying to work things out and make, and get everyone to work together, and so Uma eventually backs off, and Mal, as her dragon self, flies back to the cruise ship and turns back into her human form. And that's when, like, Evie says, "I didn't know you could do that," and Mal says, "Neither did I."
Oh, it was actually the other way. It was Mal was like, "Wow, I didn't know I could do that." He was like, "That makes two of us."
Whatever. The fact that I know lines to any sort of extent from this movie is just, no, I don't like it.
Yeah, so that was that part, and then she goes, talks to Ben. They start, they kiss and they start splashing each other because there's so much water on the boat now because of Uma and everything. And then that is where we get this next great set of texts from Dave that says, "This movie could have been over 90 minutes ago. But wait, we have to fit in one more shitty musical number." And that is where we get... See, Dave, you got to know that these movies are going to end on a musical number. They did it with all the High School Musicals. They did it at the end of the first Descendants. You should have known it was coming for the second one. Because that's where you get this great song of You and Me.
Yeah, you texted me, "You don't like You and Me?" And I responded with, "More like You and P with all that water around." Am I right?
Okay, so you know what? That was me being you don't like you and me. I was going to literally text you back, don't you dare disrespect you and me. And I almost said that between that one and Chilling Like a Villain. Don't you dare disrespect you and me. That was a great, fantastic number.
No, it was terrible. All the musical numbers in this were so terrible. The dance sequences were so overly produced. And I sent you a message when as the credits were starting to roll. Kenny Omega is a fantastic wrestler, but I hate him for making these shitty movies.
Yeah. And just to clarify, Kenny Omega has nothing to do with these movies. The director and the choreographer for these movies, along with the High School Musical movies, his name is Kenny Ortega, but Dave just likes to call him Kenny Omega. Great Canadian wrestler, but not a part of these movies.
Oh, but wait, we get one more scene during the credit roll. Because why would we just be done there? No, we get a scene of the child labor victim being offered scholarship to the school in fucking Aragon or whatever the fuck the place is called.
Oradon.
Like I said, Aragon. And I texted you, how is the child labor victim going to the school when she's only 8?
I mean, to be fair, most schools start at fucking like 4.
They're in high school. It's supposed to be a high school. It's not the point that she's being invited to school. It's the point that she's being invited to that school.
Yeah, so Dizzy gets a little... Dizzy gets invited to go to Oradon Prep, and she starts screaming, and that's when you get to hear Lady Tremaine yelling at her from upstairs, and that's the end of the movie.
No, not quite, because I had one more text to you. The end credit song is a reworked version of Kiss the Girl, and I wanted to write Howard Ashman must be rolling in his grave, but I thought better of it, although I just said it on air right now, and I'm probably going to edit it out, but...
I mean, that is true, but the other scene that we got before the end credits with the Kiss the Girl rework was Uma in the water turning around just like Mal did at the end of the first movie and says, "Wait, you didn't think that was the end of the story, did you?" And that's when it ends, and you get the reworked version of Kiss the Girl. And I didn't even realize that was the song that they played in the end credit version. When I was watching the movie and Uma and Ben were dancing, I'm like, oh look, is this what he's talking about? Because they were dancing to just a music version of Kiss the Girl, no lyrics or anything, right? I guess you didn't catch that, but that's what I thought you were talking about at first. But that was the end of Descendants 2. Clearly, I mean, we've said it before that there is 3 of the Descendants in this, or 3 of the movies for Descendants. You got that you were gonna get it after the third one. Or after Uma's little thing there. I cannot wait for you to watch the third one. Because I already know how much you're going to fucking hate it. And I just can't. I can't.
I'm done with Descendants right now. Guys,
I'm definitely giving you a break for sure. Like, this has been a nice little break in between the first and second one.
It wasn't long enough. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Descendants 2. Our next episode is going to be, I think, a happier topic for everybody involved. But before we go, as is tradition, we have to do it. Josh, give us a rating for Descendants 2.
Oh, what did I give Descendants 1? Do you have that? Do you know? Was it a 7 or an 8?
I think I have your rating. Maybe I just have mine. Give me one sec. Yeah, I just have mine. I don't have yours, unfortunately. Okay,
I like this one more than the first one. I really do. Mostly because I love Chilling Like a Villain and You and Me. Those two are like 2 of my favorites. Chilling Like a Villain is definitely like my favorite song out of the whole series. And then You and Me is a great one. I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna stick with an 8, maybe an 8.5.
Fuck. Okay. I gave the last one 5. And this definitely was not anywhere near enjoyable for me as the last one. So I can't in good... I should have given the last one maybe a 6 if I had only known how bad this one was going to be. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3. The dance numbers were just so overproduced. The use of autotune was just so unnecessary and so heavily used. They didn't even do any attempt of, or they did very little attempt, seemingly, to blend the music to make it sound like they were singing it in the moment. Like, watching that movie, I could definitely tell when the music came on that they were using the tracks recorded from the studio. They made no attempt, or like I said, they seemingly made no attempt to blend it together to make it sound like they were singing it within the scene. Just the talking dog, which was so fucking unnecessary. The inclusion of Gil and Chad, two characters which were not needed and had, Chad progressed the storyline a little bit with the 3D printer stuff. Gil brought nothing to the table story-wise. Like, he was not necessary to the story in any shape or form. You could have used him in the first one, you could have saved him for the third one. He had no reason to be there. So, with all that, again, I am going to give this movie a 3. And having said that, guys, like we said off the top of the show, if you enjoyed this show, you can follow us on social media. We are available on Twitter at Ocho Ortiz Disney. We are available on Instagram at Ocho and Ortiz Disney Pod. And we are available on Facebook, facebook.com/Ocho and Ortiz Disney Pod. We're also on TikTok, where I post short clips of the show to try to promote the film. I think our username is at Ocho and Ortiz Disney Pod on that as well. I've tried to use Ocho and Ortiz Disney Pod on all social medias. I just couldn't fit Twitter because of the character limit. You can also find us on most major podcasts and platforms. We are available on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and our main source of uploading is Podbean, Ocho and Ortiz DisneyPod.podbean.com. And again, we do have a Patreon page going now. Again, the tiers are $1, $3, $5, $10, and $20. We would greatly appreciate it if you were able to support us. I know times are tough right now because of the coronavirus. A lot of people are still out of work. Some people are finally going back to work. So if you're able to become our patron, we would definitely appreciate it. Patreon.com/Ocho and Ortiz Disney Pod. Josh, before we go, any final words from you?
Thanks for listening. Dave, thanks for watching this one. Thanks for putting up with my craziness of my love for DCOMs. I'm going to give you a break from DCOMs.
Thank you for putting up with my rants about it.
You know what? I don't know if I'm going to give you a break from DCOMs, but I'll give you a break from Descendants for sure for a while. I might choose another DCOM sooner rather than later this time. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We will be back soon.
We definitely will. And as always, guys, whether you're listening to this in the morning, the evening, the afternoon, whatever time of day it is, where you are, when you're listening, we appreciate you listening. We thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Ocho and Ortiz Wrestling Podcast. And on this edition... Sorry, let me start that again. I almost said shit for the second week in a row.
I was trying so hard not to laugh when you're like... Oh my god.
Okay.
That was great. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just like, that's not the wrestling podcast.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm glad you caught it. Okay.